How did you do that? Hourglass? I don't even know how you did that. That's quick. And good morning, and welcome to the cryptocurrency discussion for the 25th of September 2017. Hey A-Dog, how are you, man? Gonna write a, that guy, one of your mates, I think, SNE, is that one of your friends? He's, someone's at the door. He's, oh, you're going to be back. Hey, Z, what's going on, man? Loving that stuff coming through on Icon, man. The more I see on that, I saw a really good interview this morning. I'll send you the link for it. I'm halfway through it now. Yeah, SNE, he's got some skills, or he or she's got some skills. Put together some verses for a rap for me, and yeah, cool, man, cool. I'll catch up with you, A-Dog. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was a couple of things, but, or as always, the crypto economy. But I've seen an interesting article on Cointelegraph this morning that really piqued my interest. And the headline of the article is cryptocurrency job openings double in the last 6 months. So to me, that's a really interesting topic for discussion today. And we'll get onto that after we've had a run through the market and had a look at a few things. But that's sort of the basis for our discussion today, I guess. Just going to post up and Steam it because I've already forgotten to do that. Because I'm terrible at doing this stuff. And I'll post in our Discord group as well, just in case. It was a bit late getting on today. Thanks for the day off yesterday too. I needed a little break. Reporting crypto 7 days a week can be a little bit tiring, so I took a day off yesterday. Being a Sunday, the trade volumes were down anyway, so I thought I'd take a day off. I think there's some really good opportunities in the market at the moment. I think this week could be good. Okay, cool. Underrated Snag God. Oh, it's another A-Dog raid. The boys are on it. Akong Savage, Elliot Plays, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat, boys. Yeah, so I'm going to... Yeah, man. Yep. Z's looking at Angel List as we speak. Yeah, man, it's... I got a big feeling about that Icon thing. I don't even know if I'm going to sell orders, you know. I know I say that's responsible, but when you've done your research on something and you believe in it long term, I don't know, man. I haven't got a huge investment on it. I want to hold it. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, ICX, I think, is going to be a giant. See you, A-Dog. Catch up with you soon, bro. Yeah, so let's have a look at the market and see where we're sitting. It's been fuck a mum raid. Yeah, that's A-Dog's alias, I think. Michael Zeller at 150. Hourglass, do you know when Icon hits crypto market? Live in the States, couldn't get the... that sucks. Yeah, you couldn't get in the States, that sucks. I think it's going to be a giant. I think Korea's going to bucket into this project. Absolutely throw buckets of money into it. I could be wrong. Please make your own decisions if you're looking to get into it when it does hit market. But I haven't heard when, but I was watching an interview before with the founder. I'm trying to remember the name of the exchange that he's actually involved with. So undoubtedly it'll go to market on that exchange. Whether it's going on others or not, I haven't actually looked at. But the real world business contacts that they've made, I'm talking banks, insurance companies, universities. I'm missing a lot. That they're smart. They're actually going out there rather than saying we're going to create this product and come to us and find it. They're actually going and showing people in Korea, mainly Korea at the moment, and big businesses how to actually use blockchain and basically develop on top of the Icon platform. It's just such an exciting project, it really is. Yeah, I mean, it sold out in 6 hours, Z. There's going to be a lot of people who thought, oh, I'll go home and do it after work or whatever. Wilkie dead set took the afternoon off work to get into that. And I think he's cheering. I think it's probably the smartest decision he's made in terms of... I don't think with a sellout that anyone's going to sell it under what they got it for, right? So, why would you? Yeah, Z did as well. Z took the day off, well, the afternoon off work to get into it. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at Australia. So we had a bit of a group coordinated. We all got in. I'm just thinking about it, Z. If we go big on, like if this goes big, the investment we had in as a group, little crypto wave investment crew, has done all right in the first couple of months. Anyway, the thing is that yeah, I agree. Hourglass, excellent comment. Yeah, I'm going to, but I don't. Okay, a couple of questions here, so I'll get to both of them, or a couple of statements. One statement, one question. Hourglass has said might be just as big or bigger than what Neo or Ethereum is doing. I got to agree, man. I really have to agree. Maybe not Ethereum's a little bit ambitious to start with, but I did some figures with Z long term. Like we were just texting yesterday. We're both Australians, so we've got each other's numbers. And I was texting Z yesterday with some figures I did based around the Korean economy. So, you know, we're sort of looking, we were sort of putting 5-year predictions on it, and that's made me not want to trade out of any of it, to be honest. Even if it goes 10x, I'm thinking, you know what, I don't care. I haven't got a huge investment in on it because I didn't have a massive amount of capital to play with. But I'm still stoked I'm in. So, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be selling out real easy on that one, mate. Like, if it sells out in 6 hours, why would someone go and put it... Why would someone then go put it on market for less than they've bought it for? At ICO, it's not going to happen. That's my personal opinion. So, who knows? Who knows what it's going to do on launch? But if you can pick it up anywhere near the ICO price, I'd grab it. That's my personal opinion. I'll certainly be looking to, but I don't think it's going to be offered at even close to that. So you make your own decisions based on the fact that the valuation of the company at the moment as it stands at people who got in an ICO was only $90 million. That's not a lot for a potential now. Like, it should beat now, really. The regulations, they've got a lot more, I think they've done a lot more work, you know, in terms of real world business connections already. So, plus they're in a more less regulated environment in terms of China versus Korea. So it's got to be at least as big as Neo. That's my personal opinion. Crypto wave millionaires. Wilkie, you will, mate, if Icon goes where I think it is, yeah, you can pay off my house for me. Good to see you in the chat, Wilkie. Yeah, I know, I feel for you. I feel for you, Hourglass. Yeah, a bit of restrictions there in the States with SEC, and yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It is. US couldn't get in. China wouldn't have been able to get in. Oh, no, they wouldn't have been, I don't think. So, Koreans and Aussies. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll all be crypto wave millionaires, maybe. The investment crew is doing pretty good. Even in downturn markets, we're doing okay. We haven't gone stupidly bad on anything, and we've done pretty well on some things. So, see how these ICOs drop. Substratum, you know, when Substratum starts picking up some bigger exchanges, and obviously the big one to watch for is this Icon one, which is significant. We've got Event Chain coming up for anyone who got in on that as well. We've got some really good pricing on that. There's been so much bloody spamming on... They can't help it. I mean, that's what happens when you invite the public into your Slack group. But the amount of garbage I get from people on Slack, like not just Event Chain, but all of them these days, you get people just trolling it. And they go, oh, we've got this extra bonus on. They're not even part of the team, so be really careful of that when you're on the Slack groups. Like... If you're unsure, post on the general wall and say, hey, I've just received this private message, because they come through as a private message. And just don't do anything with that. Check on the general chat and say, guys, I've just got this. Is this legit or what? Don't rush in. I know it's like 1 in 4,000 people who get scammed by, like, honestly, pretty easy to pick schemes like this, but I don't want any of the crew being one of them. So when you're on the Slack groups, just be a bit careful with that. I don't know how they're going to sort of regulate that in the future. I know they had the same problem at 10x. I think we've had small amounts of it at PIVX as well. So it's one of those things. It's a bit of a we have to deal with it at this stage sort of an issue. Let's have a look. One day I want to get... Yeah, Yeah, cool. So let's go through the market. We're 10 minutes into the chat. There's enough people. Let's see if we can find some good buying today. I think this could be a good week. China's waking up now, basically. Or Asia is waking up now. So it's about 9 o'clock in Western Australia. So it'll be about sort of 8 o'clock in Eastern Asia. So yeah, Asia's starting to wake up and hit their Monday morning trading. So it'll be interesting to see how the markets respond to the weekend action. I think there's been a big enough shakeout. I really do. I've pitched this theory. We've gone from 180 billion and looking confident about blockchain technology before China came in and did their thing. So the only reason for a retracement as large as the one that we've seen, g'day Saucy Link, how are you, mate? Good to see you in the chat. The only reason for a retracement as big as we've seen, from 180 billion right down to where are we sitting now? Let's get a quick market update. But the only reason we see that is one of two things. It's either panic and just emotion, or there's a lot of people who believe that China will be the first domino and that other countries might look to regulate and perhaps ban the crypto economy or certain parts of it. Yeah, so we're sitting at 129 billion. So if you remember, I sort of pitched rough figures and said, if we're going to take in 20% for China not being active in the crypto community, we have to take back 36 billion based on those rough figures, based on those round figures of 180 billion that we were topping out at before the news out of China. So if we take that, we're still looking at an overall market cap of 144 billion, right? So we're still a little way off there, about 10% under. So I think the market's corrected. And I think those calculations will come into account. And even more so, people will realise that, well, actually, maybe China aren't going to ban completely. They're actually going to regulate, be state-operated. That's certainly a potential outcome over the coming weeks. I really do see that as a possibility. You know, there was all that fear that drove down the price, and then right before Bitcoin forking, it just went whoop, because everyone realised if they got Bitcoin, they got Bitcoin Cash for free. And essentially, just more understanding about, the fork came into play as it got closer. People were researching it more, so people felt more confident in getting back in. And it actually happened just before the fork that, all the money came back, flowing back into Bitcoin. So I think we've seen the shakeout from the China scare. I could be wrong. Please make your own decisions. And we could see further retracements upon the actual full banning of exchanges. But you know what else I read this morning in doing my research, which was really interesting? Hey, Crypto Mentor. Yeah, man, I'm happy to do interviews on channels. How do we coordinate that? Xiao, are you on the chat? Xiao's manages my social media. So I can put I can tell you what, I can put a invitation to our Discord group in there if you like. And we can sort it out over at Discord. You're in the US? Cool, Crypto Mentor. Well, let me just pop a little invite in here for our Discord group. This is our investment group, and we can sort it out over there because that's where I spend most of my time, that and the PIVX Slack group. So either one of those places you can contact me. I'm Fish over at the PIVX Slack group, so I do check in there, and you're welcome to contact me there. Or, let me get this, I'm getting better with technology, so just bear with me. Crypto Wave Investment Crew, that's us. Invite people, see, absolute expert these days. Is there any particular topic? I sort of got pulled into a 2.5 hour interview last time I said yes to something. That's the invite there, Crypto Mentor. So yeah, I got not roped in, but I got invited to an interview with the newsroom. The news unit, and I actually had really no idea what it was about. I just came in, and the next minute I was doing a 2.5 hour discussion with the CEO of No Limit Coin and asking him questions about his coin. So if there's anything in particular you do want to discuss, if you can give me a heads up, I'm happy to do a little research so I can come on and hopefully contribute something to your channel rather than me just babbling. So if you've got any topics, you can hit us up over there at Discord, and we can organise timing and that sort of thing. Cool. All right, let's move on to the crypto economy. Hold the bag on Icon. They do seem to have a lot of work done before the money came in. Hourglass, I couldn't agree more, man. The amount, and how long have I been telling you guys this? ICOs are being overpriced for the stage of development, right? Overpriced for the stage of development. Oh, I almost Mr. Miyagi'd it. Did you see that? Oh, that would have been cool. Anyway, yeah, they have been overpriced for the stage of development. So this is one that I'm going to say, nope, not. Like we've been betting a lot on potential with ICOs. I've openly admitted that they're probably overvalued for where they're at, but because of their potential, I'm happy to get in now, because I'm not sure with the money just flowing into the market on these ideas, I'm not sure I'll get that opportunity again to get it at that price. Even if I do actually believe it's overvalued, I've still got to take market sentiment into account, right? So yeah, it's a lot of investing on potential and future potential for me. And I don't mind doing that, but this one, you're investing a lot about the work that's already been done, about the team that's already there, about a blockchain that's already been built from scratch. In Korea, one of the most technologically forward societies on the face of our planet, if not the most, potentially. So, for me, I just think this is going to be a giant. And I'm going to get off it for a bit, but so we can get onto some other coins. But obviously there's a lot of our crew that are really excited about that one. Please make your own decisions in terms of your investment strategy about if you sell out at percentages. The more I look into this, the more I read about it, the more I see the interviews with the founder, I'm just blown away by it. I really, really am. And that's, for me, why I don't even want to set sell orders now. Because I don't have a huge investment in it. I'd spent my capital elsewhere. And I got as much as I could in at the time because I saw it as really good, but I just don't want to sell. For me, I'm not putting enough at risk to worry about trying to trade it. I just want to bag it. I just want to hold it. That's all I want to do with that coin now. Because I think they've been really, really smart about the way they've developed the business, okay? And then adapted that for blockchain, rather than vice versa. And they're out there teaching people about blockchain and telling them how to put their companies on the icon platform, if you like. So for me, brilliant. The more I look at it, I just don't want to hold. I don't want to let it go. Simple as that. Yeah. So exactly, a lot of potential. And the same thing happened with the .coms, remember that. People got into all sorts of projects that were underdeveloped and they lost a lot of money. So you do have to see this as speculative money. VC, high risk VC really in a lot of cases as well. But you can make a lot of money if you get onto the right projects, and I think we've certainly done that with Icon. Let's have a look at the market and see what's cheap today. Well, what we think's cheap. Please make your own decisions. So we'll just do a quick refresh. We're sitting at $129 billion flat. Where are we? Just doing a quick update with my fantastic Australian broadband network speeds. I think we're up to the same speeds as... I think I legitimately get quicker speeds in Sri Lanka. I could be wrong about that, but it's a developing country and I think I get quicker speeds there. So I won't quote that, but it certainly feels like it. 129 billion is the market cap. The 24-hour volumes are down, but we're coming up to Monday morning trading. I'd expect to see a spike in them during today and going into tomorrow. In the volumes, obviously. So we'll see what happens in that space. Bitcoin is at $3,696, so pushing up around that 3,700. That's actually pretty good. It's come up 0.3% in the last hour. It was pushing over that within the last 24-hour period, and that's why we've seen the 2.19% retracement. But it's looking pretty steady. I think we've bottomed, for me, on Bitcoin for this time round, for this cycle. So that's good news. Ethereum 283, so it's up about 1/3% as well in the last hour. It's still down over the last 24 hours, 1.5%, but fairly steady. In this economy, that's nothing at all. So yeah, it's all looking pretty steady, and I think if we see a decent push of signs starting to restore, people are going to jump on board, and we could see a similar sort of price explosion to what we saw when there was a lot of uncertainty around the forking, and then people figured it out. So it was boom. I think we could potentially see similar action See what happens. Just got a comment I'm going to check on. Max supply for Icon is... I want to say... I don't know off the top of my head. I did research this. I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna guesstimate. Sorry. I do know it. It's not... I remember thinking if it hits like $1 billion valuation, it would be $2 a coin, I think. So I think it must have been around 500 million. I will have to check on that, I'm sorry. That's a good question. We'll get that checked on. Wilkie, if anyone's on the chat that actually knows that off the top of their head, I just don't I didn't make a research paper on Icon. There was no need. I know what Icon is and I'm never going to forget it. To me, it's very, very exciting. I've been, I was watching this interview this morning. Let me pop the link up. Oh, I can't. I've taken it down. That was silly. Anyway, 400 million. Thanks, C. Yeah, because I remember thinking if it got to like $1 billion, it would be like $2 a coin, right? So $2.50. I wasn't far off. You know me, round figures, long term, round figures, maths in the head. So, yeah, there we go. 400 million sounds right based on the calculations I was thinking of. Because my first sort of target for the company was around $1 billion, which would put us actually over 10x. And I don't think that's unreasonable at all. I really don't. Maybe I'm delusional, but I think that's given the real world. I've got to stop talking about it, but it is an exciting project. I've got to give fair run to the whole market. But yeah, just the amount of friends and people that are in our group that, hey, Pete, you're all right, man. We know you got back issues at the moment. Pete was doing backflips off his pony and he's done his back in. So he's resting up at the moment. Get well, Pete. Hope it all works out for you. Alright, let's get back onto the rest of the economy because I keep bloody getting back to Icon. It is an exciting project though. Stop diverting me back onto that, people. What else we got? Litecoin for me is 47.62 is too cheap. I keep saying it. But again, it's another company that's out there actively developing and thinking about how they can further promote the entire crypto economy and also make those real world connections and get the money spent in real business situations. If you believe a lot of the rumors coming out about potentially being available on platforms or sales e-commerce sites like Alibaba and Amazon. If that happens, obviously Litecoin's undervalued. If it doesn't happen, then you've got to ask what the rumors were about. So let's see what happens with Litecoin. But for me, it's at 47.62. It's too cheap. Has anyone heard anything to really explain that major retracement, or is it leave your comments? Do you think it was overbought up there at around the $60, $70 mark and it needed a sell off? I just think it's just far too big a sell-off from highs. I mean, it's essentially half price, right, from historical highs. Don't know the supply. Yeah, cool. That's for, I think we're still diverting me back onto another one. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to keep running down the charts for a bit. Neo's still fluctuating around that $20 mark. And if you look at Neo as a company, it's still valued just on the $1 billion mark. Or just under, 995 million at current valuation. You know what I want to link that back to. But I'm going to be good and not do that at the moment. But Icon, there you go, I did it. It's got to be as big as that. With all the troubles that Neo's gone through and potential troubles in the future, being that they are much more prone to restriction from the government they're working with than the Korean blockchain project. I think it's got to be at least that value going forward. Here we go. What else have we got? Yeah, I think they already did, didn't they? Hourglass, that's a good point. I knew that they were getting ready for that. I'm not sure if they have actually completed that yet, but Hourglass has said should be going up soon. Litecoin, they are about to do an atomic swap with Bitcoin, so that's good. I mean, that's what I like about Charlie Lee and the crew over there. They did that atomic swap with Vertcoin. Obviously, we saw price action around Vertcoin. It wasn't really factored in for Litecoin. I don't understand that. Why didn't we see the same sort of, not the same sort of growth? Because obviously it's a lot bigger deal for Vertcoin, a relative minnow of the crypto world, to be associated with a giant like Litecoin. But just the fact that they're making those connections with good solid projects like Vertcoin should show that they're about promoting the wider acceptance of blockchain and the crypto economy in general. To me, that's good. The more coins that they can get those atomic swaps going with, the better, right? That's the way I see it. You know, the reality is with scalability at the moment, we need several currencies to run our economy. So if we can actually create atomic swaps between currencies, that's a good thing. I really do see that as a good thing. So, well done to Charlie Lee and the team at Litecoin for continuing to develop those strategic partnerships in the blockchain and crypto space. That's brilliant. What else have we got? BAT, 20% down at 19 or 20 cents. BitShares was another one that we're keeping on because there's a lot of noise coming out, and ARK was the other one I wanted to look at. 10X is back up over $2 as well. So that's nice to see. $2.06. It's been pretty steady after taking that big retracement. Steam's still down at $1.10. I did see it as low as $1. It's just seems way too cheap for me still. There's ARK. ARK's at $2.97. I did see it pop up well over that. I think it was like $3.10 at one stage. So we've taken a retracement of 4.5%. A lot of people saying around that $2.80 mark was a really good time to get into ARK. So long term, I think it's a good project. I think there's a lot of bargain hunting around the economy at the moment. And that's why I'm saying, this and this and this. Factum was another one. Every time I see it, I just go, are you kidding me? With what they're trying to achieve. I mean, Komodo, Monet's coming out. I mean, you talk about the Korean, Korean Ethereum in Icon. Why can't Komodo start to do similar things in the European space? They've already got an alliance with Monet's who have registered in separate countries. Actually have legitimate registered businesses working with them in those countries. I think there's a lot of potential there, right? And if you go and have a look at some of the interviews by the founder of Icon, he talks about country blockchains and public country blockchains as being a potential. So obviously that's feasible, if we get off the the fiat bandwagon. So it's really interesting. I mean, even if 5% of Korea's economy over the next 10 years finds its way into, they adopt one crypto as the platform which other cryptos are built off. Talking 50 billion plus. You're talking 70 billion actually, based on the size of the Korean economy at the moment. They're talking about it being the Samsung of the blockchain world. That's pretty exciting because Samsung was kind of big in Korea, but not a little bit obscure around the rest of the world. And then, the smartphone technology really drove, mass adoption or wider knowledge of Samsung products. And all of a sudden, it's not just, hey, Steve. No worries, man. Steve Barbie. Sorry you're late. I'm not sure I've seen you in the chat before, bro. If I have, I'm sorry. I didn't. Maybe it's a different name that I'm using. Oh, man, you got that many different accounts. Hey, Grinkers, how are you? Nah, it's cool, man. I was late on myself today, 5 minutes, and I've been pretty much just blabbing about Icon the whole time. I put up the thing as being about jobs, but I've just said Icon. Anyway, let's move on. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in Komodo. Based on that line of thinking that countries or areas or regions can adopt blockchain certain blockchain projects as their choice, if you like. So I think Komodo's got a lot of promise in the European space, given the connection they've made with Monet's. So yeah, at $1.80, I think it's great buying. I really do. PIVX, $2.84, too cheap. Of course, I'm going to say that all day long. I really think that long term we will get back to those historical highs and a lot higher. It's good technology and a good community. I can't say we're China focused or Chinese based, so I don't understand. I think our price has taken a major hit based on the overall market retracement, and unfairly. And I said that last time. I said that when we went down to, I don't know, I don't like to put price points on it. A lot of people are saying that and higher and lower and all sorts of things, Bovosh. But Bovosh, by the way, I just wanted to say thank you, man. I see how much work you put in over at that Discord group. I saw your rise charts this morning. We'll have a look at that because it looked like it was breaking out to me. Is that what you were trying to show there on rise, that potentially it was headed for a breakout? But Bovosh does really good charting. I'm not massively into technical analysis, but you need to know something about it. You need to understand like good buy points, how to line up. Even just lining up points of support and resistance is important. Yeah, it was looking like a breakout. I thought that's what you said. Yeah, I didn't see whether it actually got past that point of resistance and really broke out, like held that point and then said see you later. Pulled back to the 50 MA on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I saw that, man. It's good charting, and thank you so much for contributing over there, because it's, look, as you know, I'm not huge on TA, but a lot of the guys are, and they're really appreciating the efforts you're putting in on a lot of different coins, man. You're a really valuable member of the Crypto Wave investment crew, so thank you. And let's have a quick look at Rise, because it was looking like a breakout this morning. Yeah, as I said, PIVX too cheap. I've got to believe. I got asked a question, will it be $10 by December? I think that's ambitious. But having said that, I wouldn't back against it. I've said that before as well. Look, I did say that at $1.50 for PIVX, $1.60, what's going on? Because the Bitcoin fork was affecting the entire economy, right? And I'm like, it doesn't affect PIVX. It shouldn't be anyway. And so that was when I saw it as really ridiculous, and I got pretty good buys on it, and obviously we're double the price since then. So I think this is the same sort of thing, you know. I was sort of saying at $1.50 this is ridiculous, because at that time we had been to $2.80 historical highs. I was like, we're going to get back there. We will. And so I was like, well, that's double my money. I'll stack in now. I've got the same sort of feeling about PIVX now, is that we've been unfairly affected by the Chinese scare. We're not based in China. We hadn't been, that I'm aware of, we hadn't been working on a major part of our business in China. We're heavily based in North America and Europe and Australia, growingly. So I don't really understand such a big retracement in what is good technology, and really looking to spread its wings in terms of actually being used as a currency around the world for different businesses and activities. Doesn't make sense to me. So again, I've bought a little bit more just because why not? I'm pretty sure it's going to go up there again, at least to that sort of $4.50 historical highs. So yeah, PIVX good for me. Factum good at 16.54. Unless someone's heard news, like, it's boring. It's boring as batshit. It really, really is, but that's why it goes under the radar. It's not an exciting, change the world Korean project, Korean built from scratch. It's not a super exciting, we're going to put blockchain on, Dreamy onto gun control, or we're not going to use it for virtual reality. It's boring. We're going to use it for business transparency. But if they can get this adopted into the business world, okay, maybe not into China at the moment, but China's not the only game in town. It's a massive player, don't get me wrong, a lot of business done there, but not the only game in town. You can be successful outside of China and outside of dealing with China, if you have to be. And so for me, Factum is a super exciting just because of its value proposition. It'll put you to sleep, but good value, good tech. And a really good value proposition, a good idea on how they're going to use blockchain to make a real difference in the world. So I like Factum. Even at those, I think those prices are really too cheap. I liked it up at over $20. What's up, Street Beats? New Zealand Street Beats back in the house. I haven't gone over to check out any of your music yet at SoundCloud. NZ Street Beats is over on SoundCloud as well. So if any of you are into your music, you can get over there and check out NZ Street Beats. I must do that myself, actually. One we wanted to get down to was Rise next, because I want to have a look at it and see if it did actually make that breakout. Actually, I'll just get onto it on Bittrex, because then we can have a look at the chart. See how this is sitting. It's just sort of getting towards opening time in Asia for the markets. So let's just keep an eye on trade volumes and see what's going to happen for the week. I think it'll give us a good indication this morning. Over the next sort of by lunchtime today in Asia, I think you'll get an indication of whether the big investors are coming in and going, whoa, just way too cheap, or we'll see what happens. But China might struggle to do that. We'll see. But I think Korea and Japan and other big players are going to be coming in going, well, this doesn't all really make sense because we still like blockchain. So let's have a look at Rise. Where are we? See if it made that breakout. Don't think it did. Just based on the percentages. Let's have a look at the chart. I don't like to do a lot of charting, but it's interesting, and Bo Vosh knows his stuff. It did look like a breakout. It didn't quite get there. Didn't quite get there. So what we were looking at this morning, actually I might just bring up Bo Vosh's chart. It should be over on our Discord group. It's really clever. You can see how he does the work. Technical analysis. Yeah. Rise. Yeah, here we go. So we were looking at this period. Was it Rise that was looking at the break? Yeah. So we're looking at this period there where it bounced off the support lines. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it. Oh, you guys are on the Discord group. Jump over there and have a look. It's in technical analysis, and you can find way more than just Bo Vosh's work on Rise. There's heaps of work on heaps of different coins. So that'll help you, and I'm sure Bo Vosh is happy to answer any questions. If you've got any questions about what all the lines been on the charts for the newbies. Sorry if I've thrown you in it there, Bo Vosh, but you seem like a helpful person, so I'm sure you won't mind helping the newbies get into technical analysis, because it is important. Where was the one that I really liked, where you saw it crossing I think it was crossing the moving day average? Komodo, what happened with that after that? Did it end up holding? I don't know. So it can be interesting from time to time. I got stuck into it for a few minutes just there. So yeah, thanks for everything, Bo Vosh. You're doing a great job over at the Discord group, man. Just helps people understand technical analysis and market sentiment and lining up supports and things like that. It's really important, really important. So yeah, there's some really cool, I like that Komodo chart showing that upward trough. And now it's past I think that's the moving day average, is that right? That blue line that's going through. So that's nice to see. Good buy indication there if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I'm not huge on technical analysis, so that would be my understanding of that if I'm right. But yeah, please get on and jump and ask Bo Vosh what he's looking at and how he's doing these charts. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer you. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about as well is this article. I'm just going to put it up. I'm just going to put it up in the chat because it's a cool article. I found it over at Cointelegraph, and it's basically just saying that there's double the jobs, okay, being advertised in the crypto space in the last six months. 100% increase in job openings in crypto. That's crazy. Now, to me, that's a leading indicator to future growth in the economy. And the reason why is because these man hours that are about to be put into blockchain projects are not worth nothing. That creates the value in itself, in my opinion, as long as it's got actually adding value to our society as well. And I think I believe a lot of the blockchain projects are. I believe a lot of them are just copycats and a lot of them probably aren't as well, but the good ones are. And so those man hours can't be worth nothing. Simple as that. Did it actually happen, NZ Street Beats? I thought it did happen. Has that actually officially happened? I thought it had. Someone came on before and said, they're trialling it, but I think it had happened, right? They did do an atomic swap between Bitcoin and Litecoin successfully, right? Am I correct about that? I have to do some more research on that. I've just assumed it's going to happen because got it to work with Vertcoin, right? Apparently it did. Creator of Litecoin tweeted. Yeah, that's Charlie Lee. I follow him on Twitter. I should get on there and look at his stuff more often. But Crypto K is a big follower of Charlie Lee. He's actually one who got... Crypto K from our investment group was involved in getting the developers from Vertcoin to speak to the team at Litecoin and actually arrange for that atomic swap to take place. I'm not saying it was completely Crypto K. I'm just saying he was involved with it, which is very, very cool. Yeah, so that's great news. Thank you for confirming that for us, because we did have that earlier in the discussion, whether that was actually going to be happening or had actually been successfully tested. So that's good to clarify that. This cryptocurrency jobs opening double in the last 6 months. Really interesting article from mine, just based on the fact that the man hours have to be worth something. We're creating something, right, in terms of blockchain. So I think some of them will definitely fail, but so do companies that, in the real world, that have had a lot of man hours and value put onto them, and some of them end up being worth a hell of a lot of money. So to me, the crypto economy is going to be no different, and the crypto space is going to be no different. But the point is that the overall amount of investment coming into this space, I'm live, can't talk. Just let me see what it is. Jibber, live. I'm streaming live. Just give me 10 minutes. Sorry about that. So the good thing is that with all that work coming in, it's also an indication that any issues that the crypto economy faces, and I see a big one of them being scalability, because the reality is even our fastest cryptos don't come close to fast enough at this stage. They don't. To be run as a Visa or a MasterCard or anything like that. I think it's like 10,000 transactions a second or something like that that Visa and MasterCard can process. Hey, Mohammed, how are you? So I think that we're going to have to work on that. It's something we're going to have to develop. And the crazy thing is, honestly, this is not a word of a lie. I'm not jumping on the back of obviously a brilliant man's thought process. I said this to Zhao before I even started watching this interview this morning, and I said, Zhao, I want to write an article for Steemit comparing the scalability issues with the crypto economy at the moment with the speed of the internet in the early days, and that we didn't know that how we were going to make it faster. We had to work on it and develop it, right? And it's going to be the same with the scalability of cryptocurrencies. We've already seen improvements from version 1. We've seen SegWit. And it looks like it's working quite well. So how can I switch career if I'm not a developer to blockchain? Mohammed, the best way, mate, is to jump onto the Slack groups I've found. So that's how I found my way into working for crypto myself. And I've worked for several, actually. I did some work with David Copesell over at Encryption, medical blockchain. They're still not, I don't even think we're on market yet. So that was really early ICO stage stuff. And more recently, I'm moving my way over to PIVX. So my best advice that I can give you, mate, is to jump on to the Slack groups, because that's where the devs and the marketing teams hang out. Links, yeah, man. Well, I'll give you one for PIVX if you like. That's our Slack group over there. But every crypto pretty much has their own Slack group. So the best way is to actually jump onto the website for the crypto itself. So you can jump onto pivx.org, for example, and we actually have a link. I'll show you. My screen's sometimes hard to get focused with the glare, but pivx.org. Let's have a look. Yeah, so if you have a look at the top, pivx.org, for example, and you go up, where's the Slack thing? Yeah, so there's a little thing there that says Slack, and if you click on that, it'll allow you to send an invitation to yourself via email, and then you can log in, create your profile in Slack, and just say hello to the community. You can just literally go on a general page. There's usually side channels for, I'll show you the PIVX Slack group, for example. I'll just get it up now. PIVX Slack. Okay, so this is our Slack group here. Logging in with my stupid internet. It's got to be quicker than this. Anyway, yeah, so you see down the side here you get all these different channels. So there'll be like marketing, development, and you can either hit up one of them or just hit in the general channels and just say, hey, listen, I'm interested in doing some work, or what projects could I get involved with? You just put yourself out there. It's essentially the proof of work, if you like. That's even for a proof of stake coin, you've got proof of work in terms of the contribution you're making to the community and to the coin itself. So that's the best way, man, is just throw yourself out there. That's my opinion. That's worked for me. I literally contacted David Copesell and I said, I love what you're doing. Can I do some work for you? And he said, yeah, let's do it. I had 40 Steemit followers at the time. I'd never been on social media. A little bit on Facebook because I was made to, but I don't want to say made to. It was strongly recommended that I be on Facebook through my surfing. So, yeah, that's the best way. Get in there, get involved. Contact the CEOs. You'd be surprised how contactable the CEOs are in blockchain. It's not like old world business, man. Where you have to go through a receptionist and get told you'll be called back in 5 minutes or 15 minutes, or you make appointments and you never hear back from them because they're too big and too busy, right? I just find most CEOs are not like that in the blockchain world. I've spoken to Raf for 2 hours on a live YouTube interview. I didn't even ask for it. I got asked to come and do the interview, and I said, yeah, I got there and I didn't even realise I was online with the CEO of a, sort of a $50 million market cap coin. I was like, okay. I was sitting in my underwear for that interview the whole time because you can only see the top part. I had no idea what I was coming on that show for. It's on the News Unit's channel if you want to go and look it up, but it's a 2.5 hour interview. Can you really be bothered? I suppose you sit here for an hour, so maybe you will watch it. No, I heard there was yes, Z. I haven't got confirmed news, man. But I actually announced this on one of my previous videos. I can't remember which one. We do these every day. But several weeks ago, actually, I announced that I'd had a comment left on one of my videos explaining that there was some internal conflict between the community of that coin. I've never verified that, though, so I don't want to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The original thing is that I would like to know, the main thing I would like to know about NLC2 coin is what I was impressed with it about was their marketing strategy for their niche that they were trying to penetrate. And that was getting Theismann, Johnny Chan, and trying to secure me. No, I'm joking. That's what I want to know, Z. That's what I want to know. Was it an actual signing? Because he told me that if you go and look at that video, like my interview with this guy live on YouTube, I was told that they were signed up. I was essentially told that they were contracted for a year. They weren't going to sell their coins for a year. And they were going to be actively promoting NLC2 coin. And Joe Theismann's a Hall of Famer, a college Hall of Famer. Johnny Chan's probably one of the best known poker players in the world. And he can pitch to an Asian market. They love him in China. okay, China's a bit of an issue now, but that's how you found... Z goes, I watched it, that's how I found you, ugly head. Yeah, fair enough. So, put yourself out on YouTube then, Z. What are you, like a model or something, brother? My sister's actually a model. Well, she used to be. Anyway, looks don't run in the family, obviously. Yeah, so I did get some news that there was some internal conflict there. And I'd just like to know, for me, that the value proposition around that was based on, yes, reducing reducing the commissions taken in terms of fantasy football. I could never actually support it myself because I'm anti-gambling, and I see fantasy sports as a form of gambling. I think if you can... Yeah, I feel like it is. That's my personal... You can make the same arguments for crypto investing, I guess, but I don't know. I think I can research more about the crypto economy than I can about fantasy football, essentially. So, yeah, it's... Sorry, I'm just getting off this chat and onto this one. I was on the wrong chat. 10 years. Started staking at 30 years for a bonus, and I am down to 10 years. I don't know what you mean about that, Pete. Is that for MLC too? Yeah, anyway, so I did hear about some conflict over there. I don't know what happened. Like, the thing is, when I get these rumours, it's difficult for me, right? Because there's only so many hours in a day. And do I want to spend my time figuring out what's gone wrong on a project that I could understand the value proposition of but wasn't personally interested in? Or do I find my time, trying to understand investments like Icon so I can make sure I can get in on the ones that I really, really want to? To me, it was like, it's a no-brainer. Sometimes I've just got to let it go. I mean, I'm not an investor there, NLC2 coin. I appreciate that some of the group are. I think Pete and Wilkie are both in on that one, but at certain times you're going to have to take responsibility for your own investment and get over there and find out the news firsthand yourself. So I haven't actually gotten over to speak to Raf to find out what's going on over there. I haven't been on the Slack group there for a couple of weeks. So I'm sorry I said I was going to do that and I didn't, but I've got to use my time where it's most valuable, and to me finding out what bickering is about or whether it's true or not, it's not worth it for me, not at this stage. I'd rather spend my time on other things. No, I don't, Lee. Trying to get there, bro. Trying to get there. I take some pay in PIVX, man, so slowly building up. But, having said that, a lot of the expenses I have for PIVX projects are in the real world. So I need to spend my PIVX at the time as well. It's not something I can afford to just hold because I do need to spend it on projects that we're working to create wider acceptance of our crypto. So, yeah, no, I don't have a PIVX masternode. I'm racing. Wilkie and Joe, I think, are both wanting to get one. And I'm racing them, but I don't know if I'll get there because, I won't beat them. I think I'll get there eventually, but I won't beat them to that. Synapse is a good-looking ICO if you like artificial intelligence. That's Pete's comment. Thanks, Pete. Yeah, you come up with some cool ones, man. I like that Substratum one. I'll have a look at Synapse. Sounds cool. Yeah, so no, I don't have a PIVX masternode, Lee. Thanks for the question, man. I wish I did. That's pretty cool. Street beats. I think there's going to be I think there's actually going to be a lot of action in that space. There's a coin called Music Coin you can take a look at, man. There's a good one for you, Music Coin. It's basically about getting more money back into the artist's pocket, taking out the decentralized, so taking out the middleman. Same as every blockchain project, right? But New Zealand Street Beats said, I have theories about making a music label that only deals in crypto, like streaming and sales through crypto. It's a pipe dream in the works. Mate, we all got to have them. That's good. It's the dreamers. I'm a dreamer. I am myself. I say it all the time. So, it's good to dream. If we just accept the status quo, nothing's ever going to change. We're not going to evolve, right? So, I like challenging what is known. I do. you think about what was known through history, the Earth's been flat. Yeah, I'm wondering where this stuff is really involved. Oh, sorry. That business, yeah. I know what you're saying. It's anyone know why IOP is up so much? Internet of People. I had seen that one go up a lot. Yeah, I saw that. No, I don't have any reason for it. When something's had a big run up like that, for me, I might look into it a bit later, because you almost always see. I mean, look at triggers. It looked at one stage like it was just going to take off, right, and you were never going to get it that cheap again. So yeah, Kyber's been an interesting one, Lee. We've talked about that over at the investment group, man. I'll chuck the Discord link up for you, because you've just come into the chat, but you seem to have a similar sort of, or at least one that the rest of the group are into. So let me give you the investment group link here. I'm sure I've seen you in the chat before. Hourglass says, Steam it is a good little start, small scale. I don't know how stable an idea like that is though long term. It's about, I guess it's about monetization going forward, right? That's the thing for platforms like this. The issue I have is, in the absence of traditional advertising, is, I guess, Steam and platforms like that susceptible to centralization, essentially. You know, what if a Sony or someone like that essentially buy up a massive share in a collaborative project like Steam it, and then use that power to essentially manipulate the market into believing Sony music is the best coming out. Essentially, that's still doable. That bothers me a little bit. That it won't be traditional advertising, but it kind of be almost more sneaky. So yeah, that is a little bit of a concern of mine. But again, I think it's a work in progress. That's what you've got to remember with a lot of these projects. They're not at the stages it's going to be. We're going to identify these problems and try and come up with ways to overcome them. Is this for Steam it, Pete? You said it's been usability issues for you? In what way, man? I don't find Steam it hard to use, and I'm a social media noob. I think there's certainly improvements. Yeah, I think there are as well. I think there's a lot of development work still to be done on Steam it, for sure. Like, one of the things I'd like to do, because I've got different interests, right? I got my crypto stuff, I got my music stuff, I got bodyboarding, obviously. So for me, I'd love to be able to actually group the people that I follow, so that when I feel like looking at artistic stuff, I can just bring up the articles from people who are generally more focused on that side of things. And if I want to look at crypto research, I can just bring up the stuff. Like, I think making it more focused would be something that could really improve the Steam it platform. So yeah, I think there's still a lot of development work and a lot of refining of Steam it to be done. But I mean, Facebook wasn't what it is today 5 years ago. It's continually being developed and updated, right? And any of these projects are going to be the same. What you're seeing is version 1, beta testing on a lot of these things. So keep that in mind. What we're talking about a lot with valuations is potential. I keep saying that. So yeah, it's risky. It's high risk, high reward investing. The potential of Steam it is no doubt 5-6 billion. I have no doubt in my mind about that. If it's done well, if it's refined, it continues to be developed, and it continues to get rates of support, and more people signing up and more use, it's a $5 or $6 billion project. Has to be long term. At least the value of Reddit, if it succeeds. So you make your own decision on whether there's enough development, enough improvements and ongoing improvements to the site for it to be seen as sustainable for you. For me, I'd like to see a little bit more of that initiative coming in to actually make it more user-friendly, like Pete suggested. You know, well, I suggested the grouping of friends, but I've seen a lot of people come out with a lot of good ideas for improving the functionality, but it seems to be slow in actually getting to market on Steemit, which does concern me a little bit, but I just see so much potential in the value of Steemit going forward that I'm not going to stop using it. I'm going to keep... even Zhao's showed me some ways to, better promote my own Steemit presence. So I'm going to work on that a little harder and see how I can go at Steemit. Oh, lots of comments. Let me see. I don't know who it is. Who's that? NZ Street Beats has just asked me, are you interested in what Kim.com's doing? Well, I actually don't know what it is, I must admit. Pleading ignorance on that one, I'm sorry, NZ. Cranky Pete, it would be a good way to get more adoption to do some paid advertising on Steemit. I'll do a Steemit article series for payment in Steam rather than upvotes. Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's a good idea. Oh, he's making a new YouTube, Z? Is that... which one's that? Is that DTube? Mega Upload. Yeah, okay. I've heard about DTube and I've heard about another one as well. Viewly. Looking to take on the decentralized YouTube space. Is it either one of those projects? I've only just started looking into them both. He's the one that USA took him to court for. Yeah, cool. I'll have to look more into that. Make a bit more of an informed opinion. But what is the actual name of the project called? Can anyone drop that on me, or does anyone know it? No? Okay, I might have to go and research that one a bit more myself to find out what the name of the actual project is for, like, is that the name of the project, Mega Upload, or whatever it was that we had in the chat before? Is it called something else? Oh, BitCache, there you go. He's making 2 websites. Okay, I'll look more into that. Have a little read on it, see what I can find out. But for me, yeah, I really liked... I'm going to sign out soon, guys. I just really like the articles coming out about... To me, that... I can't go past the amount of hours being done in the industry, right? If you just calculate that in terms of worth alone, the blockchain has to go up. If there's double as many jobs in the last 6 months, that means those jobs have got to be filled. There's going to be demand for workers. So workers are going to be going into that space, especially since I saw figures of 10 to 20% higher than regular jobs, like standard jobs being paid in the blockchain industry. He's huge. Is it really that crazy that I don't know if he's Donald Trump of the internet, man? I only just found the internet. New Zealand Streetbed said he's huge. He's Donald Trump of the internet. It's crazy you don't know. So, Donald Trump of the internet. Is he the one responsible for those firewalls I've been hearing about? Did he get Donald Trump's help with building those walls? That's how little I know about technology. Yeah. No, look, I'm not a big social media person. Never really got on board with it. NZ Beats. Found my way to crypto in a very, very interesting series of events. So here I am learning about the social media space and the internet in general. Fortunately, I've done it right at the time when the version 2 is coming online, blockchain. So I get to be at the forefront of something for the first time in my life, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, hey, Cassette. Good to see you in the chat. Man, we're about to wrap up actually for today, but you're over at the Discord group, so yeah, we'll catch up a bit later on. But I'm gonna check out for today. I've grabbed it on for an hour. Plus, Chipper needs the car keys. He just came up and saw me before, so I got to go find them. Bitcash fish. Yeah, I saw that, man. I'm gonna have to look into it so I don't look like such a he's obviously a big guy and I don't know who he is. So that happens regularly to me. Honestly, I went over World Championships and I didn't know who Pierre-Louis Costes was, and I know that won't mean a lot to a lot of you who don't know bodyboarding, but he's the most famous bodyboarder potentially in the world at current time. Mike Stewart, obviously, and those older school guys, but PLC currently competing at the highest level consistently is probably one of the most famous people. I had no idea who he was when I met him over at the World Championship. So it's not unusual for me to go a bit, don't know who the big players in social media and that sort of thing are. Yeah, cool. I'll have a look into him, man. It looks interesting. So look into him, at least start at his music sometime. It's cheesy techno. Cool. Alright guys, I'm going to head out as well since everyone else is peacing out. I really think it's good investing time in the economy. There could definitely be more scares as China's further shutdown of or temporary, what I think will be a temporary shutdown of the exchanges occurs. Let's say remodelling of the crypto economy in China occurs. I think there could certainly be more fear, but I think it's more likely that we've already seen an overcorrection for those decisions coming out of China, and that it should be solid investing time going forward for the next few months or so up towards the end of the year. Reassess at that time. No, in all honesty, please do make your own decisions. It is a volatile space, and it only takes one word from a country like China or a banker like Jamie Dimon to affect the entire market. Hey, I did see he might actually be facing some sort of repercussions for all that. So I'll research on that more, and something we could talk about in the future crypto discussions. Have a good day, everyone. I'm going to peace out, do some work. I'll catch up with you all tomorrow for another crypto conversation. And happy investing for the day. Peace out. Fish.